Hey, everybody, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here, especially those of you all who are watching on Cooking with Aisha. Welcome back to another Mondays with Maggie. We're going to do something fun tonight. We're going to do something a little bit different. If you follow my page, you know that I just got back from a 9-day trip to Asia. I was in Korea and China, and I've had a couple people ask some questions about it. So we're going to relax today. I'm going to take you all through a little bit of a picture story time. I can answer any questions that you have about the food, about my experience. This was my first time going to Asia. This was my first time going to China and Korea. It was definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity, and there's a lot of places that I want to visit. So I'm not sure if I'll go back. Maybe, you never know. But I'm going to take you all through the itinerary, tell you a little bit about how I started traveling. And again, if you have any questions, you can just put them in the chat. We're streaming on my Facebook, my YouTube, Miss Aisha'S YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So for anybody who doesn't know me, hi, I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content. Usually I'm cooking live for you all in the kitchen or talking about relationships. But today Miss Aisha said that I could do kind of a travel vlog. Is that what you call it? I don't know, y'all. I'm old. So yeah, we're going to go into it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share some pictures, and feel free to sit back, relax, and listen, or you can be active in the comments if you would like as well. All right. Thank you so much, Feraldo. You are too kind. Thank you for the compliment on Instagram. And let's see how y'all are doing on TikTok. Everybody's well? Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to get right into it, you all. So if you don't know, I have been part of a travel group for several years now. Let me share my screen. And this was my first time traveling with a company called Explorica. There's lots of tour companies out there, but this one is Explorica by World Strides. And so the tour that I went on was the 9-day tour to Beijing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. So these are different cities in Asia, and we flew to Beijing, which is the capital city. That's where you have a lot of the history, a lot of the culture, a lot of the political stuff. And then we took a bullet train, a speed train, south to first Suzhou, which is, I'm going to call it the silk capital of China. Yes, I did some shopping there. I think like 1/3 of the world's silk production comes from this city, a very wealthy and laid back city in China. Then we went to Hangzhou, which is kind of like the Venice of China, you know, a river boat city where the street is kind of a river and they have the gondola ride. So we did one of those. And then we ended up in Shanghai, which is the new slick skyscraper part of China where all of the movies are made. You all have seen those backdrops before. Very modern, a lot of shops and all of that. So it was quite the adventure. Hello, Killis is here. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. So I love these trips. Gloria says, hi, Maggie. How was your trip? 0 out of 10. Wow, that's a good question. I am adventurous, and I don't mind some things that some people would say never again. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I absolutely would. It was a lot. These tours have a packed itinerary. I'm going to show you all the itinerary. So if you are the type of vacationer that likes to wake up slow, like Mr. President, and you just like to do maybe one thing a day and just relax, this is not that. This is for those of us that are up, out the door at 8 a.m., hit all of the spots and back at 8 p.m., shower, sleep, and do it all over again. So if that sounds like too much for you, you would not enjoy. But I had a blast. Okay, so let me go over the itinerary with you all. And I'll just drop the links in the chat just so you all can have them. None of this is sponsored. I am hosting a trip to Ghana in December. So if you want to travel with me, we have a monthly Q&A session. You all can still come, and we're going to do a December to remember in my home country, which is Ghana. So you can go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com to learn all about that. And it's going to be very similar. A lot of these tours are the same. All right, so let's see here. Forgive me for reading. Visit relics of one of the world's most ancient civilizations, along with the most advanced technological and architectural innovations of the modern world in China. See the most famous highlights of the country. We went to Tiananmen Square. We went to the Forbidden City, the Great Wall. I don't remember the Sacred Road. We went to Tiger Hill, Lingering Garden, Shanghai Bund, and more in this whirlwind tour of the biggest cities and most exciting attractions of Eastern China. And I just want to say something about that, and then we'll go on and take a look at the itinerary. I know I come across very American, but I'm actually an immigrant. Those of you all who know me, hello, thank you so much for being here, Karen. Those of you all who know me know that my family, I was born in Ghana in West Africa. So I consider myself, I mean, I am an immigrant, and I've always been very curious about other people's cultures. Some people are like, I don't want to go far from home, and that's totally fine. I love it. I love traveling places. I love eating new foods, meeting new people, especially for me. One of the biggest striking moments is that you don't realize how young the United States is, right? 1776, what is that, 300 years ago, maybe? But when you go to places that have been around for 1,000 years, for 2,000 years, for 5,000 years, like China, it really is humbling for me because I always think, wow, these people have been doing their thing long before, the Western world got here. And I'm not saying anything is better than the other. We love America. I love coming home, but I'm always fascinated by tradition. I'm always fascinated by how other people live. And I will say this, one of the biggest takeaways for me, if you travel through the Caribbean, if you travel to Europe, if you travel to places where colonization or European influence has been, a lot of the buildings look the same, the language looks the same, the letters look the same. But for me, it was really apparent how Asia had kind of closed themselves out and said, we are here for our people. We're not coming out and y'all aren't coming in. And so I think they've been able to really preserve their culture. And for me, it was beautiful to see. We got Cynthia in the house. Ah, yes, Journey here from Los Angeles. Absolutely. So my flight, oh, you're joining from Los Angeles. Hello, Karen. So I'm in Atlanta. So my flight was Atlanta towards the West Coast, but we went up diagonal through, I guess, Seattle and Alaska, and then all the way around to Asia and down to China. All right. So let's take a look at the itinerary so you all can see here. All right. So it was 9 days. Let's see, will this map get bigger? Okay, wonderful. There's a little map here, and then I'll show you all my actual pictures. It's been a while since we've done this. So we arrived, you can see we're coming down from like Korea, Japan, Russia area, Alaska up here, the west coast of the US is over here. Atlanta is off the map, right? So we come down, and our first stop was in Beijing. And it's showing you how many nights that we spent here. So if you all followed my travel vlog, we did 4 different hotels. So the first night we arrived in Beijing, I spent 3 nights there. We toured around Beijing, went to the Great Wall of China. That was probably my favorite. And then you can see we moved from Beijing south to the city called Suzhou. And this was my first time taking a bullet train. I don't know if you all have ever done that. Apparently they have these high-speed trains in Europe and other places. I think the US is a little slow to get onto the fast speed rail when you need to get from point A to point B. Gillis is liking that. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, sweetheart. So this was my first time going on a train that was like 200 something miles per hour. So I showed you all that as well. Let's see. Let's go back in. So we took the bullet train. Uh-oh. It's locked up on me. There it is. Okay. So we took the bullet train from Beijing. This was a 4-hour train ride. I don't know how many miles, but somebody do the math. If we were going 225 miles per hour and it took us 4 hours, how many miles is that distance? Y'all know those math problems. If we had driven by coach bus, it would have taken us a 12-hour drive. So we were able to cut the time by 1/3. Gillis is like, yeah, I'm like Mr. President, not a fan of an itinerary vacation. I know, y'all. I know. I'm your favorite extrovert. I'll do just about anything. And I'm here to report back to you all. So we took the bullet train. We made it to Suzhou. This was the silk capital. We spent 1 night there. Then we went south to Hangzhou in a coach bus. We spent 1 night there. And then we went towards the East Coast to Shanghai. If you all saw the beautiful night skylife we spent 2 nights there, and then we came back. All right. So that was the map view of the itinerary. So let me see if I can go through and show you all. So, well, I can go down the rabbit hole and I can show you all everything. I wanted to try and focus on culinary aspects. So I was going to focus on the food. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, Killa says it was 896 miles. So 900 miles in 4 hours. That's amazing. Thank you, sweetheart. If you all have specific questions, you can ask me. What I'm going to do so as not to bore you, I'm going to come here and I am going to share my photos. I have so many pictures in my Google Photos, and I have put reels up, y'all. I couldn't capture all of it, and I'm still going to be posting. But I started with an overnight flight. This is me in the airport. I went to the lounge. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all. Look, I did upgrade. At my age, I'll be 50 later this year. I can't do long haul flights cramped up. I just can't go. So the tour includes regular flights, but I upgraded mine to business class because I wanted to be able to lay all the way flat and stretch out. So I'm taking you all behind the scenes. So when you have business class or first class tickets, you get some extra perks. And I love taking advantage of the perks, one of which is the lounge. So if you don't know, at all these major airports, in addition to waiting at the gate, Killis knows about this, they have these private lounges. If you are like an Amex Platinum member or you have first class or business class, you can go to these lounges where they have much relaxed seating, free food, free alcohol, whatever you want. They have showers. Y'all, I did everything. I don't know if y'all want to know all of that. But so this was me at the lounge, just getting a few snacks, some crackers, some meat, I just get a little bit of everything. I don't finish it, but I want to taste everything. So this was the Delta Lounge in the Atlanta airport. So you can see here, this is the Delta Sky Club. They have all this different type of food here. It's usually like buffet style, where you can go and help yourself. They have soups, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Wi-Fi, all of that. Then when it's time for my flight, I make it outside of the Sky Club. Doesn't that look nice? You don't have the hustle and bustle of the gate. But then when it's time to board, I go down to the gate, get some Atlanta swag if you want it. And this was nice. Delta had put some snacks out here. I don't know if y'all can see this. It says, "A little something from us to you." And the kids were going ham. They had water. They had, let me see, what do I have here? They had like some fruit snacks. Y'all can tell the kids were tearing it up. And I got some stuff too. All right. So we got some snacks at the gate. All right, so now we've boarded. Oh, you all saw some of the snacks that I had here. I just get one of everything. Am I greedy? Would y'all do the same? I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't know what it says, but I just wanted to prepare for my Asian adventure. So I got some of everything. Okay, so my flight was to Seoul, Korea at first. So I'm in Atlanta, and the longest flight, Killis says, yeah, I'm at the gate chairs waiting for a wave from Maggie. Hi, Killis. I know y'all. Maybe I'm bougie. Maybe I'm on a budget. Maybe I'm old. I don't know, but I like to enjoy. Okay, the struggle travel days are over once you get a certain age. Okay, so my trip this was a China tour, so I needed to make it to Beijing. But as far as I know, there are no flights from Atlanta to Beijing, China. So the longest flight from Atlanta, the two longest flights are Atlanta to Johannesburg, South Africa. If you go east, 15 hours. If you go west, Atlanta to Seoul, Korea. So this was a 15-hour flight, the longest flight I've ever been. I'd love to know in the chat, those of y'all who travel, what is the longest haul flight you've been on? Because it is not for the weak. I wanted to eat and sleep and eat again and sleep again. All right, so that's why my first flight, it was 2 flights going and 2 flights coming. All right, so my first flight was to Seoul, Korea. So you can see here Seoul, and then the airport is in this city called Incheon. All right, so let's see. So we board and I get to my little Delta suite. And if you all want to know, I can show you some behind the scenes. They're like these little cubicles, right? They're not rows of seats. They're these little cubicles. You have your amenity kit. There's my little charger. You have your noise canceling headphones. It has a full bed. They give you slippers, a pillow, and inside this zippered pouch is Wait for it. I know y'all are gonna hate me. You'll be all right. A mattress pad and a comforter. So good. I know. Look, we've all been there in the back where you have that little thin blanket. There's nothing wrong with that. We've all done that. But if you do have the opportunity to upgrade, it's really hard to go back. We got Elnez in the house. So good to see you. Shout out to California. He says it's easy at 15 hours. Just read, sleep, and meditate. He didn't have food in there, but that's okay. So good to see you here. Okay, so I make my way to my seat so you all can see I've got the little goodies there. I take my shoes off and I put on my little Maggie slippers. And of course, the flight attendants come through and they give you orange juice or champagne or a mix, which is a mimosa, which is what I got. And I was trying to take a selfie and she saw me and she was like, "Would you like me to take my picture?" And I said, "Of course, thank you." Oh my goodness, what are y'all saying here? Erin Laura's in the house. Hello, sweetheart. She says, "I've only been on 2 flights to Prince Edward Island and then the flight back. That was in 1998. Everything else has been a road trip." Gillis has done 13 hours to Tokyo. It was in the days when you had a life. I know. Y'all, I'm getting ready to travel again. I know. I'm flying out tomorrow. I got a YouTube thing in New York, and then I'm going to London. So I got another international trip. I've been invited to Royal Ascot. I'll be at the horse races. So stay tuned for more travel content if you like this. Elnez says, "Don't eat a lot on the flights. You'll be bloated." I'm still bloated. That's the problem. I love to eat. I do really well when I'm at home. But when I'm out and about, I'm trying everything. I'm tasting everything. I'm drinking everything. And it shows. Oh my gosh. Elnez says, "Drink lots of water and 2 cups of juice." But look at this food. How can I not eat? How can I not eat? Okay, I could just say no. I'm not doing that. Maggie the Wanderluster. Y'all are too cute. Okay, so they're coming through and she offered to take my picture. The flight attendants were amazing. Of course, you're in business class. They're going to spoil you. So I got all of that. Oh, they give you a menu in business class. I actually have it here, but it's like a paper book menu. You can place your order. Y'all, I'm forever spoiled. Literally like a week before your flight, Delta will email you with the menu and you can pre-select what you want to eat on your flight. How can I not do that? But if you miss the email, they give you a menu book in your seat so you can choose what you want to eat for breakfast, snack, and dinner. You've been flying all your life? Oh my goodness. Yes. Now we haven't even gotten to China yet. Let me know if y'all want this level of detail or tell me and I'll skip it. But I don't know what y'all want to know. Okay, so inside the amenity kit, you get earplugs, a pen, toothbrush, toothpaste. This is lip balm. So they give you these, luxury products, lip balm and hand cream in this little container you can keep. So that's nice. Look, I'm going to tell you one thing. You can make your own amenity kit. Keep the container, go to the Dollar Tree, buy the little travel size everything. Ladies, that's a great little thing. If you have a man that travels, pack him a little amenity kit, put some snacks in there, a little note, send him on his way. Absolutely. You can absolutely do that. Okay. So we have the amenity kit. So I'm getting all unpacked. This is the flight. We're on our way, blah, blah, blah. Some of the pilot nerds may know what an Airbus is. I don't. Oh, there was an eye mask too. So I'm being silly. Get my eye mask on, get my pillow out. So this was an 11 p.m. flight. So this was overnight. So I got to the airport about 8 p.m., went to the lounge, relaxed a little bit, then boarded the flight. A lot of international flights fly overnight so you can sleep and not bother anybody. All right. So let's see. Let me just check the comments. Everybody good? We got Trisha. She says, "Hey, Miss Maggie, I miss you, but it's good to see you." Hello. Thank you so much for saying that. It's good to have you here. Elnez says, "Airbus 350 is the best plane in flight." Okay, good to know. Y'all know I don't know these things. I'm going to focus on the food, but apparently here's my plane for anybody who wanted to know. This was the Airbus 350-900. We're going to Seoul, Korea. You could track the flight. And currently in Seoul, it was at 12:30 noon while it was 11 p.m. And I'll tell you about the time. It was exactly 12 hours difference in China. So 7 p.m. here was 7 a.m. there. Okay. So then the cart comes through, business class. What would you like? Champagne, wine, whatever you want. Get a little nightcap. I had another little mimosa, and they bring you some nuts that are warm, salty, a nice little snack to get you ready. I laid the bed down flat so I can make the bed. You already saw the bedding. And then dinner comes out. This one I would probably give an 8 out of 10. So let's see what we have here. Oh, let me tell y'all, when you travel internationally, and I don't know if this is Delta or everybody does it, but you have two choices in the menu. So the menu book that I showed you and also in the email, Elnez is a travel geek and you love airplanes. That's awesome. Alex wants to be a pilot. Okay, so we're traveling to Asia. So in the menu, you have two options. You have the Western menu if you like American style food, and then you have the Asian menu if you want to be adventurous. Y'all already know. I'm trying everything, okay? But if you want spaghetti and meatballs, you can do that. I wanted to try the Asian cuisine, even on the way to the trip. So you all let me know, when you go out to a restaurant, do you get your old faithful or are you adventurous with food and you like to try new things, right? Oh yeah. Marcus is going to Marines. Alex is planning for Air Force right behind us. So y'all, I'm gonna be a military mama very soon. Okay. So this is, I don't know what it is, but let's just go through it. So they bring this tray out and it's really nice. You know, in business class, they put the linen, what is it, like the linen down. You actually have like the real silverware wrapped in more linen, your salt and pepper, and then this nice little tray. So, let's go to the main. So this was some steamed zucchini and squash. This was very similar to a kofta. So to me, it was like seasoned meat, kind of pounded flat. Think of like a skirt steak pounded flat. And then they put strips of veggies in and then roll it up almost like a little burrito. So when you bite into it, you have the meat and you have the veggies inside. Very flavorful. El Ness is whoa. Marcus is on the path to be head of military academy. Blessings to both. Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but his scores are looking really well. And the three-letter organizations are watching out. All right, that's all I'll say. Okay, so let's continue. I'm very, very proud. All right, so that was this meat. You can see here, it's like a steak, and then you can see inside there's like some green onions, spring onions, things kind of inside here. And then this rice right here, 10 out of 10. It was the best like coconut peas and rice with Asian flair that I have ever had. So that was the main. The appetizer were these 3 prawns. So these 3 like cold shrimp. Think of like a shrimp cocktail, but instead of cocktail sauce, this was like an Asian like yum yum chili sauce. It wasn't spicy with some fresh cucumber. Also 10 out of 10. They were very tender and juicy. Over here, we have some garnishes. I don't know what this is. It looks like bean sprouts. I don't know what this is. It looks like soup. This is kimchi. Not a fan. And this bowl right here, let me see if I got a video or a picture of it. It was the best. No, I didn't. Okay. There's a soup inside this bowl. It was divine. I have never had glass noodles before. Have y'all ever had glass noodles? They look translucent. So you know how regular noodles or regular pasta is white and like opaque? These are almost like clear and see-through. Flavored so well. The broth was good. It had little like strips of beef in there. It was so good. Erin Laura says, Gillis is still reminiscing about years ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I would give this meal, I would say a 9 out of 10. The only thing, this meat here could have been a little bit more tender, but hey, we're 30,000 feet up. I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain, y'all. I'm very, very grateful to have this experience. Okay. So after, let me rotate this. After breakfast, they bring out this tray. I didn't get all of this, but she brings out like a sample tray. Have y'all ever been to a restaurant where they bring out or they have on display all of the desserts? So the flight attendant's coming down with, what would you like for dessert? Don't threaten me with a good time. Are you kidding me? So let's see what we have here. You can get a fruit and cheese plate. You can get ice cream plain, and ice cream sundae with cookie crumbles, chocolate sauce, and cherries. I don't know, this is chocolate cake, but this is the one that I chose. So this is just ice cream with chocolate sauce and cookie crumbles. It was great. It was great. So that was dessert. All right, so now I've cleared my bed, tummy's full, put my little nightcap on. We're flying overnight. That's a view out of the window. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but it's great. And let's see, I think I took a picture here. so you all can see where we're flying to. So this is the route that we took. So we went northwest from Atlanta through Canada. Shout out to Aaron Laura, through Canada, through Alaska, and then across to Asia. All right. So then it's time for our snack. So we're above the clouds, living, having a good time. And they asked me if I wanted the Western or the Asian. I went with the bao bun. I have no idea what this was, but it's like a really gourmet hot pocket. All right. So it comes with some little chocolate. Why? I don't know. I don't remember what this was on the side. Maybe a potato salad. It was okay. But this bao bun, I think I got a picture of it, y'all. Oh, here's the menu. You can see. There's the dessert menu, mid-flight snack menu. So you can choose Western pizza or the pork bao burger. Y'all already know what I did. Korean menu, Western menu. So you get it. So this is the inside of my bao bun. I don't know what's in here, but it was, well, I guess it would be in the menu. It was delightful. It was warm. It was flaky. It was buttery. If you like, Hot Pockets, gourmet Hot Pockets, this is for you. The bao burger. Oh, it came with nori potato salad. That's what that was. A barbecue pork bao burger. Okay, so that's some of the food. Then, of course, I have my little chocolate. Got to have the snacks. Let's see. And slept some more. Yeah, Wi-Fi wasn't available. Just so you all know, on international flights, they keep a snack basket for self-service. So you can go either to the front of the plane or the back of the plane. They have fruit. They have ramen, I guess, chips, nuts, water, still or sparkling. You just get up and help yourself if you get a little hungry between meals. I don't know why you would still be hungry, but there's so much food. Jessica's loving it. I know, right? Y'all, I had a blast. All right, then they asked me if I wanted anything else. I think I got some coffee, and you gotta get Biscoffs on a Delta flight. Do you need 3? No. Greedy. So I know it's wrong, but I did dunk my Biscoff in the coffee mug. All right, so let's see where are we at this point. We have made our way across Alaska. We're going down towards Asia. So you can see we still got 5 hours left in the flight. My goodness. All right, so you can see, oh, I went way too far. Hold on, y'all. Let me see, I got excited. All right, 1 second. I try to get it at the right pictures and I clicked too far. Let me just go down to where we were. And let me know if you all, I feel like I'll be here all night going through all of this. So I don't know how much detail y'all want, but okay, here's where we are. Let me know if you like it. Or Aaron Laura says, yeah, you didn't know that. Absolutely. Free snacks, especially some domestic too, but the longer the flight, they just replenish it because the flight attendants actually get to take a nap, so you can help yourself. Okay, also international flight. So there's my little bed that I made. I laid it all the way flat, made my little Delta bed, so that was nice. And then when it's time to get up, they bring you warm towels so you can wash your hands right in the seat. That's nice. They bring the cart through. I think she brought me a tonic water. And then my last meal was whatever this was. Back to the coconut peas and rice. Amazing. I think these were like turkey burgers or something. I don't know. Looks like some onion over here, some mushroom, and some fresh fruit. Got the chopsticks as a souvenir. But yeah, that was the last meal. So 3 full meals, lots of snacks. The crew was absolutely great. Yes, I got my little slippers on, but that's the staff that took care of me. I'm going to write a really nice letter to Delta about the crew in Delta One. They were wonderful. Okay, so we've made it to Korea. All right, so my layover in Korea was brief. So I'll just kind of tell you, and then I'll just show you some pictures quickly. So like I said, we flew 15 hours from Atlanta to Seoul, Korea. I was just in Korea for like maybe 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours. We arrived in Korea at like 4 a.m. So the airport was silent. But when I tell you that was the cleanest, I mean, squeaky cleanest airport I have seen in my life. So of course, I went to the lounge, took a shower, all of that. But let me just skip through. Y'all don't really care about all of that. But this is some pictures inside the Korea airport in Seoul, Incheon. It was just It was sparkling. It was spotless. I don't even know how to say it. It was just beautiful. Okay, so if you're interested in the shower details in the lounge, put shower in the chat and I'll go back and tell you about it. But we got there. I went to the lounge and got some of everything. I think this is egg drop soup, some juice, some yogurt. They have like grab and go fruit. Isn't this interesting how they have like the bananas wrapped up like this so you don't touch stuff that doesn't belong to you? Super squeaky clean. Even the water. Look at this, y'all. Oh, I went to the bar and got something. I don't know what this was, but look at the water. It's almost like in an applesauce cup, but this is water. They have pure water in the fridge. You just open it up and help yourself. So I was taking lots of like vitamin C stuff just to make sure, from the long flights. Okay, so ate in the lounge, took a shower, change of clothes because it's been however many hours by now. That was lovely. Let me check and see. Everybody's good? Okay. I'm just checking the chat, making sure y'all are good. All right. So let's get back on the plane. Now we're going to fly 2 more hours to Beijing. All right. So I just thought these flowers were beautiful. I don't know what they are, but they were all throughout the Korean airport and they were just beautiful. Lots of luxury shopping. There's a lot of money in Asia, I'll say that. So my next flight was on Korean Air, which is a partner of Delta Airlines. So the Korean Air flight is going to take me from Seoul to Beijing. So I got on the Korean Air flight. So this is their business class since it's a little bit smaller, but you get the headphones, you get the blanket, you get the pillow, it lays flat, and they give you the little slippers. So of course I took my shoes off and put my slippers on. So that was nice. And I might have collected a few, so that was fun. So there's Maggie. So you can see it's nice and spacious, and these lay all the way flat again if you want to sleep. So I did for just a little bit. All right, so we're refreshed and ready to go. The flight attendant comes with her snacks and beverages of your choice. Let me skip to the food, put my blanket on, did my customs paper. Okay, so they come through and they ask you what you want for your meal. I don't even know what this was, y'all, but it was good. So let's see here. So one of the things I always do when I travel internationally, I try to taste the Coca-Cola, because y'all know or don't know, I used to work for Coca-Cola. I try to taste the Coca-Cola in the local country, and I try to go to the McDonald's in the local country just to kind of see what's different, right? I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Erin Laura says you had no idea you could shower at the airport. Okay, I'll go back and I'll show you quickly. It looks good. Let's look at the food. Yeah, y'all, there's everything. There's a whole hidden world there, and I'm determined to find it. I don't know if they wanted to let me in because I'm reporting everything, but it's nice. It's really nice. Okay, so again, for business class, you have your tray here. She gave me both breads because I couldn't decide. So my little appetizer salad with some mixed greens here with a very clean, like smoked salmon. This was excellent, fresh. There's your salt and pepper. I don't know if this is cheese or butter, some oil vinaigrette dressing. And then my meal was some type of noodle with shrimp in a chili sauce and some type of veggies. It was good. I would also give this, a 9 out of 10. I'm just not a picky eater, y'all. Like I'll try just about everything. So that's what I ate on the plane. And then for dessert, it was fresh fruit, pineapple, watermelon, and Asian pear. Really crisp, really cold, really clean. And I think I got a coffee too. Of course, I got to get a coffee. Okay, so let me take y'all back to the shower just so you can see. So inside the lounge, when you go to the restroom inside the lounge, they have, of course, his and hers, and then they have these showers that you reserve. And I don't know if you can see here, it'll say use the shower. It's like a little kiosk. And since I arrived so early, when I arrived, there was 0 people ahead of me. So I took a shower right away. But when I came out, there was a 5-person wait list. So you just tap the screen, put your name on. I'm not showing y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over here yapping. Okay, let me go back. I get so excited. So going towards the restroom, they have like ladies and gentlemen, and then they have shower in the middle. They have like an attendant there. They have private shower doors. So there's a little kiosk here that you tap, and you add your name to the list. Since we arrived at 4 a.m., nobody was in front of me. So I took a picture when I was coming out. So you join the wait list, and then I think it either sends a text to your phone, or when I was in Shanghai, they give you those little buzzers. You know, like when you go to a restaurant and they give you those buzzer discs that lets you know when your table is ready. They give you a buzzer disc so you can go eat, drink, and be merry. And then when a shower is available for you, your buzzer goes off. Gillis says, "Say Maggie, except for the boiled carrots." Yeah, I'm not here for the cooked carrots. I like them crisp and crunchy. Gillis says Coca-Cola is the best. You don't drink it often, but it's the best. Yeah, I don't drink it often, but I do like to splurge on an ice cold Coca-Cola. Okay, so let me see. I took some pictures inside. Where is it? Am I going the wrong way? Okay, we're on the flight. Hold on. I'm getting disoriented. Okay, here we go. So, oh yeah, this is me when I got in. 0 people ahead of you. So let's see. So I go inside, and it's like a private bathroom, and you all can see here they have supplies. So they have a hair dryer, and they have fresh linens for you, hermetically sealed. So this is like a cinch bag of your towel, your, what is it? The towel that you put on the floor. And I bring my own washcloths because not every country does washcloths, and do what you want to do, but I pack disposable washcloths. Okay. So you go in, and of course it's clean and sterilized for you. Of course, you can lock the door. It's completely private. And so they have, the shower stall there with, I guess this is shampoo and conditioner. I don't know, but it's really nice. It's really clean. It looks like a hotel shower. Y'all, I don't know what this toilet was. I was scared of it. I don't even know what this is. But they had so many different buttons. I think I know what this is, but I was afraid. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Gillis is saying, wow. Aaron Laura is saying, wow. I don't know. I'm not a bidet user. I'm old school. I just wash my body. So I don't know what all that was going on, but I took a picture for y'all. If this is TMI, let me know. But this is like above the toilet. And it was just automatic. So yeah, it was a lot. They also give you in the bathroom, I don't know if you can see here, I just ripped open this pouch. There's a toothbrush kit. And so you get a new toothbrush and new toothpaste. So of course you can brush your teeth and freshen up after you've eaten. So that comes, all this is stocked in the bathroom when you go into the shower. So you really just have to bring a change of clothes. So I changed my clothes, I've showered, I'm ready to go. I'm feeling a lot better. Leave my towels and supplies there. Now I'm ready to go to the next flight. All right. So just showing you all what the lounge showers look like in case anybody wanted to know. Hopefully that answered your question. You scared me, push that buttons. Man, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm the adventurous one. Like I said, I'll try just about anything. But there's some stuff I was like, I sat there looking at that screen like I'm scared to touch anything because it was just a lot. It was a lot, y'all. But nobody told me, like Mr. President said, nobody told you to put your hips on that plane and go over there. But here we are. All right, back to the flight. Y'all didn't ask for all of that. All right. Oh, we're going backwards. Okay, so now we're on Korean Air. We're going from Seoul to Beijing. Now we have landed in Beijing. All right, so we are now in the People's Republic of China. And that's all I'll say about that. So I just, kept to myself, didn't really make any eye contact, answered the questions. Why are you in our country? All of that. And now I think this says welcome to Beijing. So since I upgraded my flight, I arrived on a different flight from, the other group. So I just took the shuttle bus to meet them. So I'm just going to scroll through and let me just get to more food. If y'all have any questions, you can put them in the chat. I don't know what level of detail. I capture everything. So I'm just going to scroll through here. So this is some of the art inside the Beijing the Beijing airport. These are some pictures as we're driving. China has I don't know how many billion people, but they don't really have single family homes the way we do. They have a lot of these like apartments. So you're going to see a lot of these residential apartments all over the city. Okay, so we arrive at our first restaurant. I'm not even going to say anything. A lot of robots in Asia. This is something I was not ready for. A lot of robots. And that's all I'll say about that. So it's cool if you like tech, but it's almost like, wow. Yeah, like imagine you're going to your hotel room, you're on the elevator, you got your bag, you're doing whatever. You know, it's nothing for an elevator door to open, and there's people waiting to get on the elevator, and usually they step to the side and you exit and they come on. Imagine somebody has called for room service and the robot is delivering their order. So when you get off the elevator, the door is open and there's a robot looking at you, blinking and winking, and you're looking at the robot, and the robot knows to wait for you to exit the elevator, and you get off the elevator and you look behind you just to make sure ain't nobody following you. And the robot gets on the elevator and the doors close. Nobody is with the robot. Y'all, is it just me? Aaron Laura says, I've seen those toilets on TV movies. It jinx every time. Yeah, I didn't touch any buttons. Everywhere was crystal clean in Korea. Robots. I'm telling you, y'all. OMG. Y'all, I'm telling you. I didn't say anything because I was in somebody else's country. Aaron Laura says, robots do everything. Reminds of the Japan documentary. I wasn't going to go there, but the robots are the wait staff. You'll see more. Let us continue. Okay. So you can see here, notice how, I don't know if this is like cafeteria trays. I'm taking pictures of everything, y'all. So we go to our first restaurant to have dinner, and the robot walks by, and I'm looking crazy because I'm looking crazy. All right, so let's talk about food in China. Every meal was included in this tour, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast was usually at the hotel, like a breakfast buffet. Yeah, robots don't give you attitude. Yeah, they like me. The robots were winking at me. Y'all, it was so interesting. At first, it's like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then maybe they're used to it. But you know how you turn a corner and you almost bump into somebody and you're like, oh, excuse me, pardon me. What if it's a robot? Like, how does that dance go? It's 2034, y'all. Okay, so breakfast every day was usually at the hotel. So the hotel, we would wake up. We would go to the hotel buffet. I'll show you all some pictures of that. Every hotel these days, no matter where you are in the world, they have these huge spreads where you can get just about everything. One of the biggest difference that I saw, you know how in American or Western hotels, they usually have like a prep station where you can get like fresh omelets or pancakes or something like that cooked to order. They didn't have that, at least where we were in China and Korea. They had ramen stations. So everywhere we have an omelet station, they had ramen stations. So if you like a ramen bowl, they would have the broth, they would have the noodles, and they would have all these toppings. And you could kind of tell them, but I don't speak the language. So I'm just pointing, and they would make your custom ramen bowl. So if you like ramen, that's for you. Gillis is laughing. Yeah, I'm telling you, the robots were everywhere. All right. So that was breakfast. So breakfast is usually buffet. Lunch and dinner, 9 times out of 10 are served family style. And this is new for me, and I love it. I'm usually the one, y'all see when I cook for the boys, I make their plates individually and serve them their plates. And I do that to make sure everybody gets the same amount, sibling rivalry, but also for like portion control for myself. But think of like Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever you celebrate, where we have big platters and a cornucopia of food on the table and everybody's helping themselves. Marcel loves Asia. That's how the food was served. So all of these tables have a huge lazy Susan when you sit down. So there's place settings at each setting, and there's a lazy Susan in the middle. And then they put the food platters, everything comes out on a platter on the lazy Susan, and you literally turn it until it comes around. And if you want that item, you can help yourself. All right. So that's breakfast, buffet, lunch, and dinner is family style. And then we had the one hot pot. I'll keep going if y'all want to know about that. Okay, so this is the platters they bring out. Every restaurant kind of has their own specialty. Everybody has a little bit something similar, a little bit something different. So they wheel it out on the cart. So this is like an egg drop soup, some type of veggies, some type of mushroom, some type of green veggies, some type of chicken strips, some type of cabbage, some type of dumpling. They just bring the food out. I didn't ask, and there were no menus. So this is not you go like where we were on the plane and they give you a menu and you can say, oh, okay, I would like this, and this. No, they just bring it out. You get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. So again, if you're adventurous like me and you'll try anything once, you would like it. If you're a picky eater, I don't know. All right. So they wheel the food out and they put it on the Lazy Susan. So you can kind of see here. So I'm just getting a little bit of everything on my plate. They had the bowl, the soup, the cup, and then your chopsticks and your plate. One thing that I noticed about eating in Asia, I should have brought it here. They eat on what we would call like a salad plate or almost a bread plate. Our dinner plates is what they use for platters of food. So that really is humbling when you think about portion control. A lot of veggies, and they do have meat, but meat is almost like a side dish. Whereas, like here in the West, we are used to having a big old steak on your plate or a big pork chop or big fillet of fish. They have that kind of mixed in with the veggies for seasoning. Some of y'all like that. Some of you are like, bring on the meat. But you can see here the Lazy Susan. So this would spin around the table, and then you would just use the serving spoons to bring what you want on your plate. So I'm getting a little bit of everything. It's a hodgepodge. Dessert in Asia was always some type of fruit, cherry tomatoes, pineapple, whatever they have. So no cakes and all that kind of stuff. All right. So that was the meal. Got to the first hotel. I showed y'all the hotel. I won't bore you with that. Lots of different things. Oh, y'all saw this robot. Again, we already saw one robot at the first restaurant. This is the hotel robot. Look at this. This is the view from my room. This robot is waiting on the elevator. I don't know, y'all. You tell me. You tell me. You open up your door and this thing is flashing and blinking, waiting for a door to open, and then it just wheels itself in like Mr. Jetsons. I knew it. I knew y'all were going to go there. It was pork, fish. Look, I ate it. I'm in somebody else's country and I'm trying to come home to y'all. Okay, so I'm not asking questions. If they said it was chicken, it was chicken. If they said it was lamb, it was lamb. All right. I don't know. Nobody told me to get my hips on that plane, but I did. Oh, you prefer these robots than the human ones? Yeah. No, I didn't see any human robots. Lots of these type of like handyman robots. Okay. So this is, I think you all saw the video, like I needed an extra room key and they sent the robot to my room. Like this is a little hatch door that opens and you get what you need out of here and then it wheels away. Okay. Maybe it's just me. Let's move on, Maggie. So spent the night, wake up, Beijing. I went to the convenience store. They got all kind of snacks there. Let me know if you care. I'll show you my trip to 7-Eleven. I thought this was cool. This was actually ice cream. They make it like a chicken drumstick, but this is like a drumstick, ice cream drumstick with the crunchy stuff shaped like a chicken leg, but it's not chicken. Is that weird? Okay, so now we are out and about. I don't know where we are. So many palaces, so many gardens. I'm just going to scroll. I did take a picture of the McDonald's. We didn't go inside. I didn't have time. Oh, this is the hot pot. This was my absolute favorite. This was my absolute favorite. Let me know if y'all have ever been to a hot pot restaurant. I have not. So this is a chain, apparently the number one chain called Hai Di Lao. Hai Di Lao. Okay, so excuse me. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you. Okayame says Miss Maggie's Adventures with the Robots. You love it? I was a little paranoid, y'all. Look, I'm just a small town girl out here doing God knows what, just trying to have fun in life. I get to the Korean airport and y'all saw the toilet with all them buttons. That was one thing. Then we get to the first restaurant and the robot is taking the trays away. And then I get to the first hotel, and the robot, if you call for room service, is bringing you what you asked for. And now we're in another restaurant, more robots. Yes, hot pot and hibachi is lovely. This was my first, y'all. So I don't know if y'all have ever been to hot pot restaurant, but it is a like a four-seater. Let me see. It's a four-seater, and the table has this, and it's beautiful. This was squeaky clean. And of course, in the waiting room, you can get your nails done because why not get something to eat and a manicure at the same time? I don't know, y'all. This was in the lobby of the restaurant. Okay. So you sit down, and they have this huge, like, hole in the what's it called, in the table, and it's a burner. So they bring this broth, this bubbling broth. Y'all, it is so good. You can choose between mild or spicy. I got both, team greedy. So they have, and I'll show you, it has like this thing that they drop down in there, almost like a deep fry kind of thing, like a bucket. So they already have the broth cooking from the kitchen, and then that hot pot thing keeps it bubbling and hot the whole meal. It was wonderful because it would be great for like date night or families or, long meals because it just stays warm. So, so good. Yeah, fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. I know exactly, right? Do you mind getting your shirt and stuff up? I was trying to vacuum and get the sardines and stuff out of the fridge, please, and your chips on the counter. All right. So we have the hot pot. So you sit down to your place setting, you got your chopsticks and whatnot. Let me see here. All right. So they have this. I'm going to call it a salad bar. I know it's not a salad bar. I don't know what y'all would call this, but look at how they have the tongs. Just look at the ingenuity. Do you see how the tongs are on these like spiral things from the ceiling so they don't get knocked over or tipped over? And the part that you hold is separate from the food. I thought that was amazing. Super clean. So they have like all this fruit, and we'll call this the toppings bar. So kind of like the Ruby Tuesday. They got peanut sauce, chili sauce, crushed nuts, pineapple, soy sauce, and you get these little cups and you put all the toppings that you want, all the little yum yum stuff in your bowl. Make your own little concoction. Cilantro, green onion, everything. Gillis as well, a version of those for the burners in the table. Yes, they have those in the Korean restaurants. This is my first time, y'all, so I'm glad y'all are familiar. Okay. So here's the broth. So you can see how they lay it down, and it has this divider in there. So you can tell which side is the spicy side. Diabolic Diablo sauce, and this is the regular broth. So think of a really savory chicken broth, almost like a consomme. It had corn, it had some veggies in it, like some sausage or something floating in it. I ate it. I don't know what to tell you. It was good. All right. So they have that and they set it down on the burner, and it stays hot the whole meal. So it's like bubbling up and everything. All right. So this is the hot pot. So you can see it has these little strainers here. You can get, there's some meatballs, some corn. I don't know what's in here. It's just hot. So if you're team spicy, that's for you. Okay. They give us these little aprons. Y'all know how I am about an apron. I love my little Heidi Lau apron. So think of it almost like a when you go to a seafood restaurant and they give you those little bibs, right? So it's like these tables of 4 all the way across. So I got my apron on. I'm ready to go to town. Then they start bringing out the food. Oh, look at this. Look at where they put the drink. It's on the side. It has like this little pitcher holder so you can refill drinks and it doesn't take up space on the table. Again, I love it. I love this stuff. I don't know about y'all, but I got an eye for everything. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Okay, so let's go back. So now the staff starts bringing out all the goodies, meat and veggies. All right, so she brings out all these trays of meat and veggies to go on the table. So you can see here in the ice, this is slivers of potato. There's a name for this mushroom. I don't know, but this is mushroom. This is fresh spinach, like literally just plucked. It was delicious. This is fish. They told us it was fish, raw, okay? They also bring out raw meat. So this is lamb right here, shaved really, really thin and rolled up. And this is beef, strips of raw beef. So you use your tongs and you take the meat that you want and you put it in the broth, and the veggies that you want and you put it in the broth. And the longer you let it sit in the bubbling broth, it cooks. So if you want it, rare, you just dip it and take it out. If you want it medium, maybe 30 seconds. If you want it well done, maybe leave it a minute, however you like it. But everybody can cook their meat to their own liking. I thought it was fascinating. And that broth was so flavorful. I know Erin Laura's saying, wow. So you can make your own little plate of whatever you like, plus the toppings from the yum yum table, and make it crunchy, make it herby, make it everything. Oh, enoki mushrooms. Okay, somebody would know. Y'all know I don't know this stuff. I'm just happy to be here. Okay, so they bring out the meat, they bring out the veggies, and everybody just gets a whole bunch of it. There's more, but wait, there's more. This is, okay, fish, steak. This is honeydew. I think I got that from the yum yum table. I don't know if this is scallops. I don't know what it was, but it was some type of fish, and you can choose what you want. And then she's showing us how to do it, right? She uses the tongs and she takes it from the raw, and then she'll put in, and then she'll say, wait 3 minutes or wait however many minutes. So you can get whatever meats that you want, or you can do vegetarian. Of course, really squeaky clean. Everything was great. And then they bring the noodles. So if you like a lo mein, if you like a ramen bowl, they bring you the raw noodles that you put in the broth and cook and make your own. Oh, it was so good. It was so, so good. Oh, these are the glass noodles. So I didn't take a picture of them on the plane, but she brought some glass noodles. I put them in the spicy broth. I should not have done that. I was fighting for my life. Those noodles absorbed all those chili peppers. I would say put your meat and veggies in the spicy, keep your starches in the mild. All right, the yum yum table. That's what I'm calling it. I'm sure there's a name for it. But y'all know how I am. All right, so those were the glass noodles. Oh, this was fun. So this guy came with a noodle that was about the size of like this long, and he starts doing all these like dances and swirling around and whipping it in the air and everything, and the noodle starts stretching and stretching. And after he's done kung fu fighting, you take that stretched out noodle and put it in your broth, and it cooks down, and you can cut it up or take it out and have like real. It was great. It was great. That was a 10 out of 10. Maybe because yeah, this is how it starts out. He was about to go to another table. So this is the noodle that he brings out, and he's got some gloves on. And then he starts doing all this ribbon dancing. He starts doing all his kung fu fighting in the air, and the noodle just stretches and stretches and stretches and stretches. All right. So I got some more toppings from the yum yum table and some dessert. And then they brought us ice cream. So we all got some ice cream. I ate ice cream every day, and it shows. And they gave us some goodies to take away, some little snacks for the road. So that was probably it. It just kind of rinsed and repeated. I'll just scroll through and see if anything else jumps out at me. Of course, I shopped. Oh, we did go to KFC. We did go to the Chinese KFC. So we had a chicken burger. That was actually really good. A chicken burger and some chicken nuggets and some French fries, because some people were craving fast food. So I tried KFC. They had Papa John's. They had, of course, McDonald's, everything. So every day, rinse and repeat. I'll show you all the breakfast buffet, and then we'll end here. So this is me in the morning. I always look my best in the morning, and then I come back looking like Who Shot John. So you can see one of the hotels here. I'm going to the restaurant, and it looks like any Western restaurant buffet. So you have your cereal towers, your cold milk, your hot tea, your yogurts, cappuccino machine, fresh juices, fresh milk, chafing dishes. They have real food for breakfast. So eggs, sweet potatoes, squash, all of that, fresh fruit. This looks like an apple, but this is the Asian pear. It's so crispy and nice. Some cakes. So of course I had to sample these, some yellow cake and some pink cake. I don't know what it was, but it was delicious. So I get one of everything. Does it look homogenous? No. Stir fry, hot food. It just goes on and on. Look at me, greedy. I just got some of everything. Do I eat it all? No. Do I taste it all? Yes. So that's an example of what breakfast was like. All right. So just some of the architecture, some of the Buddhist temples that we went to. You can see how big the statues are. Just so much history, so much culture, so much architecture. A lot of rain once we got to Shanghai, so I was starting to get a little frizzy, but that's okay. Natural hair, don't care. Let's go on. So just sightseeing, touring, listening to the tour guides, learning, lots of little souvenirs. Of course, I brought back all kind of tchotchkes. Oh, I will show you all this. So this is our tour bus. So I was part of a tour group, and you can see Explorica, like I said, was the group that we were with. And so everywhere we go, the bus pulls up, we get out, we tour, it brings us back to our hotel. So we had our own private coach the whole time. So from airport pickup to airport drop off. Now we've made it to Shanghai. It was a little overcast, but this is that skyline that I was talking about where all the movies are made. I went to Papa John's and got a little Papa John's personal pizza. There's the KFC, Chinese KFC, Chinese Dairy Queen, just showing y'all some of the brands that they have. Here, Laura says, we love the natural hair. Thank you, sweetheart. That's all I wear. So if you're looking for me to wear somebody else's hair, come to the wrong channel. Anyway, you didn't ask me that. Let's go on. Let's go on. So it did start to clear up. You know, they got snacks and macaroons and, you know, everything. If you have money, you can get whatever you want, wherever you want. So the sky started to clear up. I did go get some dumplings, some soup dumplings, got some liquor. Oh, I need to give that to Mr. President. I brought him back some liquor. Okay, and then we ended the last night on the riverboat cruise. So everything was lit up at night, and it was like Times Square meets Christmas meets 4th of July meets everything. You can't really tell here, but all of the lights are like flickering and making like moving up the building, and it just comes alive. And it's just, every time you look, it's something different. I love Shanghai, all of this. So we're on the riverboat cruise, having a great time. I had a great time. It was another Maggie adventure, lots of ice cream. This is what their ice cream looks like. It's like popsicles, ice cream pops with dragons and skylines. I love Shanghai. Did I eat it? I sure did. I sure did. So it was beautiful. I would love to see other Asian cities. You know, this is the finance district, a lot of money there. But every time you looked, it just looked something different. Okiyami says, wow, what a wonderful trip. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm inspired to visit China. How many cities did you visit? Let's see. I'll come over here so you can see. So again, the itinerary, Beijing for 3 days, took the train down to Suzhou, silk capital, for 1 day, Hangzhou for 1 day, the Venice of China, and then 2 days in Shanghai. So 4 different cities. And of course, a lot of countryside along the way. So 4 cities, and I thought it was wonderful. Yeah, beautiful cityscape. It really was a blast, y'all. I am still a little bit, what do they call it, jet lagged, but I am so glad that I went. I'm one of those that I want to see it for myself. I don't want to hear what other people think. I want to see it for myself. So yeah, it was beautiful. Shanghai is where you're going to see the most Western influence. And then it's time to go pack our luggage, and it's time to go after 9 days. So most of inner China is still very much contained, like, you know, ancient architecture. The more you get to the coastline, the more modern it gets, the more like Western style buildings and skyscrapers and all of that. You're going to see more of that in Shanghai. So Beijing is where you're going to get history, emperors, palaces, jade gardens, all of that stuff. Shanghai is where you're going to get the glitz and the glamour and all of that stuff. So I think that's it. The last thing I will say is that the time difference, at least for me in Atlanta on the East Coast, was I'll show you guys the inside of the bus just so you can see. 12 hours difference. So 7 p.m. here was 7 a.m. there. So they bring us back to the airport. So this is the coach bus that we had the whole trip. And there's a picture of some Chinese money. I got some Chinese yuan so I could tip on my way out. The exchange rate is $1 is 7 Chinese yuan. So it was a pretty good exchange rate. I felt like, things were affordable. Did I do some luxury shopping? I did. So that was fun. And then I just repeated the process coming back. In Shanghai, I went back to the lounge in the Shanghai airport. So they got the massage chairs. I did another shower, all the stuff y'all have already seen. So this is an example of what it looks like inside the lounge. So while Gillis is waiting at the gate, this is what we have inside the lounge. And they have snacks, they have sandwiches. I'll just go through quickly so you all can see. So snacks are laid out, all this kind of stuff. You can just help yourself, beer, wine, lots of Coke, lots of everything, handy wipes, robot massage chair, cappuccino machine. Oh, there's the ramen station. I did want to show you all that. Okay, let me go through. So fruit bar, salad bar. So this is the ramen station. And then they have all of the toppings. So this is how I topped mine. And then this is their shower. All right. So they give you all your little toiletries in this little bucket, toothbrush, toothpaste, everything new and shrink wrapped, your towel and everything. You could take a shower, change clothes because I got another flight. They have, products inside there you can use, wash your body, all that good stuff. And then it is time to fly back from Shanghai. And I went from Shanghai to Seattle and Seattle back home. So Maggie is back on Delta, headed home, and you've seen it all before. Some of the food. This was rice, chicken, soup. I don't know. It was good. I like everything. Some cake. And yep. Snacks and the short rib. This short rib was so good. Oh my God. Wine and everything. All right, everybody. I think that's it. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat, and then we're going to wrap it up because it is late. See, I'm still jet lagged. I'm still it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm still on 10. Oh, I got to get it together, but I'm flying out in the morning. So thank you, as always, to Miss Aisha for allowing me to come in and share my content on her platform. I am so grateful. I'm glad you all love the adventures. Some of y'all asked me to do a vlog. I have posted pictures and I did make little shorts. I have a playlist on my YouTube page called something like Maggie's Asian Adventure. So let me see. I'll drop the link in the chat so you all can have it. I'll drop the link to Explorica again so you all have it. Give it on YouTube. Give it on Instagram so you all can look up this stuff. And again, if you want to travel with me, I'm hosting a trip to Ghana in West Africa. It'll be the same type of thing, but I'll be traveling with you all. So if you're interested in traveling with me, I'll drop the link to my December to Remember tour. We have a Q&A at the end of the month. All are welcome. You can come ask your questions. And I would love to take you to my beautiful country. If you've ever wanted to go to West Africa and see the history there, I would love to show you. We're going to be with a proper tour company. It's not going to be just me. And what else was I going to give you all? Ghana, China. Oh, let me find my YouTube playlist. I'm still adding to it as I make content, but if you just want to see my travel playlist, I'm going to pull that in the comments for you. And then I will let you all go. So if you have any last minute questions, if you have any questions maybe that I didn't cover that you want to see or you want me to answer, ask now because I'm flying out in the morning and we're going to do this all over again across the pond. I'll be in London going to Royal Ascot. So I think this is the playlist. How do I? Okay, I think this is it. I don't know how do I share? 1 second. View full playlist. Ah, there it is. Okay. Here's my Asian adventure playlist. If you just want to watch the videos on auto, I made 60-second clips set to music so you all can watch those and have some fun if you like my travel content. So I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you again, Miss Aisha. Thank you, Mr. Ricky. I'm glad you all enjoyed. I'll just check the comments one last time, see if I missed anything. Okay, nothing on Instagram. JB says ice cream. Yes, it was so good. I ate it every day and it didn't upset my tummy. Y'all, they have real ice milk. It says a lot about what we consume. Erin Laura says, great stream. Thank you for sharing and have a wonderful night, Maggie and Scholars. Safe travels. All right, thank you, everybody. So if you're interested in what's coming up next for me, I fly out in the morning. I'm going to New York for YouTube for a couple of days, and then from New York to London for Royal Ascot. So this is kind of like the horse race. So if you're familiar with the Kentucky Derby, this is the British royal version of that. So of course I'm going to get all dolled up again. So I will be posting and I'll be sharing clips with you all along the way. So you can follow me, Maggie the Substitute Teacher, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you like to watch. And I'll be updating what I'm doing. And then I'll be back with you all next week for some more cooking and relationship content. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will see you all next week. And thank you so much for the super chat. All right, everybody.